Well, so much to like about Collingwood last week. They simply outworked and outlasted Geelong, finally running out winners by 6 points. The Magpies, a long list of injuries, but certainly showing a lot of fight. They boast a record of 5-3. Here come the Swans then. Let's get to Bruce.
Thanks, Dennis. Yes, out they come for this rare occasion. As I said, the last time they'd played a home and away match on a Friday night at the MCG was way back in 1998 against Collingwood. With Tom Harley and Michael O'Loughlin as the team's about to come through the banner. So just the one change tonight. And Mickey O, nobody knows Adam Goods better than you. He's had a lot of the ball in the last 2 weeks. 33 and going strong, eh?
Yeah, look, he's an unbelievable player. I mean, what about the stats? He's got 2 Brownlows, he's got 3 best and fairest, 4 All-Australians. An unbelievable player, one of the all-time great players. But I found himself, I guess, anchored to the goal square a little bit. I sense a bit of frustration. I think he wants to get in the midfield and do what he does best, and that's find the footy and set the...
He knows this club so well, doesn't he, Jolly, in those famous finals. Henry Brilliant to Jack. McVeigh had a fumble and then put Jack under the pump. Kennedy did really well there and then gets a half a kick away. Ball in those trenches that Lee talked about, and then Maxwell hacking forward. Cloak and Richards, what a contest that should be through the night. Swan clever, trying to get away from Smith, and then back it goes to side bottom. Just had a, well, I thought it had too much on it, but it's Pendlebury who just reached up and plucked it and then drills it brilliantly to Witts.
It's nice forward play by Witts. I mean, we know he's a ruckman playing forward as a second ruckman, but he sort of held his ground till he saw that Pendlebury got cleared, then just came forward towards the kicker. That was actually good forward creative thinking. Mickey O'Loughlin, you would have done that many times.
Many a time, Lee.
Yeah.
You can see the absolute fantastic kick from Pendlebury, but you can see if you're going to get forward, that's going to happen with the Swans midfielders getting dangerous. That's what the Collingwood midfielders have to get forward as well.
It's his first goal ever, and Collingwood get the opening goal of the match.
Swans.
So stretching that defence, and we talked about the fact that their defence has been decimated with injury this year. Pendlebury again taking the ball inside 50.
Strong. Wow.
Here.
Gee, that's sticky hands, isn't it? I mean, he really, the pressure that was on his hands when he just had to stick. Gee, that was a strong mark.
Just the strength on the first fend-off.
Fantastic.
And kicks the goal, so Collingwood get the first 2 goals of the match. Yeah, he was anchored, Lee, wasn't he? I mean, he couldn't jump or anything, but it's just his body strength.
It's just the ball when you're sort of really not able to soften your hands, Mickey, and when the ball's on the way forward. Geez, that's a firm grip.
Yeah, it's one thing we do know that he can do. He can grab that ball, can't he? The conversion's the issue, but obviously a fantastic kick there.
Just see the clearance here. Have a look at this marking technique. There's been a lot spoken about the dual actions of the forwards going and taking them out. He just had the one stiff arm, no double push there. That is absolute textbook.
He's got 24 goals for the season now. Mumford knocks it down again. Stolen by Blair. It may be a Swans free. A tackle that lingered. Free kick to McGlynn. Alongside the centre circles. Kicks inside the forward 50. Well done by Mike Pike. Isn't he becoming a talent?
Got a strong mark. I think he's the leading contested marker in the game all of a sudden, isn't he? So
2 more metres.
It's got 23, Lee. Revolt's on 20 and Cloak was on 19 going in.
we all wonder when Tippett's available in a few weeks and you've got Pike and Mumford, can they fit the 3 in the Swans lineup? It'll be a pleasant problem for the coaches.
So Pike, 45 metres out. Kick is on the way, and that's nice. Very nice.
It was a good one too, and the kick is a dangerous one into the centre. McCaffer, Crackers, look away handball. O'Keefe couldn't quite crack it. And then Mumford, or rather Morton again did well to Bird, who sweeps to McVeigh. McVeigh to O'Keefe, almost run down, gets a good kick away. McGlynn in a good spot. That's a great mark. Not quite Cloak at the other end, but that was a courageous contested mark. Just a bit of danger in the middle for Collingwood in the turnover.
Well, just because the older players are upfield and they come back with the flight of the football, it's amazing how often like a small player will be in a one-on-one marking contest. at the goal front.
Well, he's the Schneider of 3 or 4 years ago for Sydney, isn't he? He's had a couple of great years, McGlynn, and kicks the goal. The unlucky play at the end of last season, and the Swans come back hard.
Getting back Malcheski. That could have been high too. Across it comes to Everett. His kick hangs a long time in the air. Reed, the two Reeds meet at the football if you don't mind. Spills wide of the pack. Taken by O'Brien. O'Brien to McCaffer. Fighting his way through Maxwell. Blair in space. Whips a hand pass to side bottom.
Side bottom over the top to Cracker. Back to Blair. And then Blair controls a beautiful kick. Gee, that was good. And Cloak has been so prominent.
You can see Brown very conscious there of blocking the run of Mumford.
Lee, you're saying that's legal?
Yeah. You can't block the run of the main ruckman, but if a third bloke wants to go and jump third up, yeah, he can block his run.
So Cloak's kick 1, he's kicked 2. He actually goes past Tarrant now on the all-time list for the Pies with his 308th goal.
It's funny, from the time Fremantle kicked that goal right on the siren against Richmond a few weeks ago, and every club in the competition said, don't allow the third up, the second ruckman to be the third up jumper. So I think that's something that every club in the competition would be taking note of to make sure that doesn't happen or can't happen.
Does Richards and Grundy, I mean, Cloak at the moment's having a terrific first quarter. I mean, Richards is obviously the #1 defender, but you have got Grundy that they can swap over at times, can't they?
Just setting their forward structure up really well at the moment. Richards and Grundy, the two key defenders for Sydney, but they need help regardless of how good they are one-on-one, and just shared the ball around really well, Collingwood, before delivering to Cloak.
Magpies lead it by 3, and the Reeds are lined up on each other. Kennedy's in the middle there. Comes towards Mumford. Pendlebury slapped out of there by Jolly. Mumford. Witts was in there as well. Knocked it forward. Now an opportunity for Everett. Slips a hand pass away to Hanbury. Been quiet by his lofty standards this season. His 5th possession. Gave it across towards a teammate, and Jack, the captain, he goes down towards half forward. And it's Bird, who's about 65 metres out and now 50.
That was for Seedsman running through the protected area. Oh, gee. Whew, that's a fine line, 50-50 from the 50-metre penalties. A massive look. We'll have a look at it in a minute. I mean, geez, I don't know whether he was running out of the area as opposed to running through the area, but gee, harsh call.
It really hurts in that vicinity, doesn't it? Suddenly Bird at point-blank range comes in and just gets it home. Sydney back in front.
It was really a poor kick there. That needed to go to Lewis Jetta. Hit him straight up. He made a great lead. Would have been a mark and a set shot.
So Goods from Pike, and then back to Goods. There's a goal, and is the advantage paid here? I think it is. So a goal to the Swans.
It's 2-1 tonight so far.
Thanks, Jared.
Den spoke about Dane Swan before only the forward was supposed. He started both quarters of this game in the forward line. He's been in there the whole of this quarter.
Little 1-2, McVeigh, Malcheski, back to McVeigh, drives it out towards left half forward. Jack, so much of the football, as we said, just after quarter time. About 85 metres from goal, goes to the pocket. Morton has been lively. He's certainly presenting. He's staying deep that time, coming up on the lead. 60 metres out from goal, centering kick, Goods. Sydney with a real chance here of taking a decisive advantage. Not so much even about the scoreboard, it's the way they're playing.
He got in behind the Collingwood defence, Goods, and he was there for probably 10 seconds. It was only a matter of could Swans get control of the footy, and he was going to be able to make his... And he knows where to go to receive if he's got a bit of space.
That milestone still there for the taking. 400 AFL goals to that man. What a great player he's been.
Play to Everett, and then Everett on the burst, and Goods is on, and now McGlynn's running hard. Goods needs to get it away to Hanbury. They've opened Collingwood up here, and McGlynn, that's such hard running. He took off 100 metres away.
1 metre back, mate. Granny, 1 metre, mate, please.
And right now, that man at 33, not that man, that other man at 33 is the best man on the ground.
He started about centre-half back on that flow of play, and he just charged into that forward space.
And it's modern footy, Lee. You spoke about the press there. That's exactly how you get through it. And they've just got multiple options, and the Collingwood defenders in particular need to be aware of that. They can't afford to zone off as much as they are.
Well, he brings his own pillow with him on the road. We know he gets a good night's sleep, and he can run, and he can kick a goal, and he's kicked his second tonight, and they're away.
He sends it high inside the 50, directly to guess who? The most dominant player on the ground. Dane Swans still locked on 4 possessions. This ball goes to the outer side. Swans everywhere. Grundy feeds it wide to Bird, who's away. Goes down towards half forward. Jetta up on his toes as the ball arrived, if you don't mind. Now he feeds it back towards the middle. Bolton kicks inside the 50. Off hands lurking at the back. Morton turns around, wants to bounce this one through, and this time he pulls it off.
Okay.
High ball outside the 50. So that was given a behind. I just looked away. It never occurred to me that it had scored. Mind you, we're right behind that kick. Ball loose. Lynch falling to the ground. Too slick for Cracker, went behind him. Hanbury held it up nicely. Smith hammers it across to Rampy. Rampy goes long down towards half forward.
Again, got
the mark is taken by McGlynn.
It's a pop-up sprinkler, Benny McGlynn. He just comes out of nowhere.
Down there.
He's got a couple tonight. This time he lays it off into the path of Reed. And Sam Marks in front of Ben.
Right here.
I'm sure whoever's looking after the Collingwood defensive stuff in the coach's box is thinking, how come a Swans player just keeps popping up on his own, forward of the ball? It's killing their defence.
That's one of 50 ways to leave your brother.
Yeah.
Just slipped away from him, took the mark, kicks from 48, got the carry. It has. Oh, the Swans on a roll. Now ball, that's better. Cracker, well, he jogged at that football. Now can't find a way through, was taken down. Jetta on his knees, Pike slung. Well done by young Kennedy. Came to Dwyer. Opportunity for Reed. Ben Reed goes long down towards full forward. Cloak at the back. Nothing wrong with that. It was all hip. Runs around, kicks a goal. He's got 3.
He's gone on well, Rampy. We've seen him play a handful of games this year, and he just looks like he's settling in really nicely back there.
It's good energy, Lee, isn't he? Really runs hard. He kicks the ball long. He's got purpose out there on the park.
A medal winner with the New South Wales Bulldogs last year, and great to see him on the list.
And Rampy paying the price for Corey Enright last week. He was back to the nth degree on the mark.
So Sydney get it out of that back 50 pretty quickly. Pike did so well. Mumford, I should say, tapping it on. And then Jack, good kick to Goods. That's a wonderful kick and a great mark.
Beautiful mark, wasn't he? Just took a step forward. There was no hands. It was just body block to make sure that Maxwell couldn't actually come back. Take one step away from the contact, take the mark. That's just terrific body use.
Beautiful kick from Kieran Jack.
It was. 328 games tonight. So Lee, John Nichols 328, Barry Rounds 328. I mean, he's moving up the list.
Yeah, no, he's been a wonderful player for a long time. Which is, he doesn't look like he's aging at this point of his early 30s.
And kicks his second goal tonight. And right now, he'd get the 3 Brownlow votes as Sydney kick away again. He's the sub who's come on. Ball at the back, Bird. Talked a lot about Malcheski and a lot of disposals. Well done by Williams against Goods that time. Goods' tackle was fantastic. Parker on the up. Sydney on the burst. Parker gets it from Jack. And now this is a beautiful kick, actually. Now this could be very exciting. Jetta at full pace goes bang! Yes! It was as exciting as it looked. What a brilliant kick. What vision to bring him into the game. And that might bring him back into form because he's been pretty slack tonight at times.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I mean, he identified that he was matched up near Nick Maxwell. And as long as once you got the ball and Jetta slightly goal side of Maxwell, well then it was only a matter whether we could kick accurately.
Yeah. We go back, and I think it was the Adam Goods tackle, Bruce. It was an amazing tackle to be able to turn that footy over and make it a Swans ball. And we spoke about the vision that was needed, and obviously Jets had the Jets on, and it was an amazing kick.
Poor old Nick. Not only was he chasing Jeddah, he had the ghost of Cyril to contend with. He's thinking, well, I remember last year and Cyril couldn't catch him. What hope have I got? Goes down towards half forward, but give him his due. He chased hard. Wonderful finish. Lynch with a free kick. Hands in the back. Goes across to side bottom. Short, very short. Kennedy. He bounced and so did the footy. McVeigh, that was brilliant. Along the line, O'Keefe to Lamb. The defensive side of the wing. Young fellow from the Gippsland under-18s pops it to Jack. Jack quickly takes on the man on the mark. Goods. He's feeling it at the moment.
He sure is, Dennis. And then goes to Hanbury on a lead. They're so clean tonight, Sydney, aren't they? Their field kicking's been as good as I've seen for a long time.
In their forward line, they just go to free...
50 metres. Hey, 50 metres with you. Exactly. Hey, Darren, have a look at his high. On the shoulder. Ben, 50 metres to Hanbury. No need to do it. Shoulder, though. Darren, there's no need to do it.
So, down the field. So it'll be taken from the goal square here for Hanbury. He's already got one night when he took advantage of a free kick early in the 50 and played on. And now, from point-blank range, about to kick his second goal and his 12th goal of the season, more than any other time. He's kicked more than 10 in 1 year, and look at that. They're making a statement here tonight, this team. They've got a chance to bury Collingwood tonight. Now, you don't get that chance very often at the MCG. I mean, we talked about the fact that they hardly ever play on a Friday night here in a big game. So left to screen here. Let's have a look. Jolly.
Oh dear.
That's clumsy. That's poor form on that evidence.
So there he is. It's one of those nights where you look at Collingwood and say, now, who plays well when you're getting hammered? Who are the blokes that are not playing well when things are not going well? And it can be very revealing these nights. And Sydney go inside that forward 50. Brown at the back, belting away. Well done by O'Keefe to Goods. He's been so brilliant tonight. What a handball. What a goal. They're having a night out. Jack hammering at home. So front spot, Pike. Well done, Clark to Pendlebury. And then clever Pendlebury gets to Williams, back to ball. A handball to Dwyer. Hardly caught his name tonight, Dwyer. Can kick a goal, though, we know, and does. Well, Nick Maxwell described him maybe as the recruit of the season this week, and I think it was a fair call, considering where he'd come from. You know, the mature age and the battle he'd had, and he's had a terrific year, but a quiet night tonight. But he's not alone, is he?
No, it's been a hard battle. It's always easy to play well in a good team when a team's playing well. And Collingwood haven't been tonight, so it's been hard work for every individual within their 22.
We saw Jordan Russell limp off the ground before. There he is on the bench now, having some work done. It's an ankle issue. It looks like he may be in a bit of trouble for the rest of the night.
Rucks go at it again. Jolly reaching over the top, though Mumford got first hand to it. Jolly's taken down, or is he? No, he's not the meat and sandwich there. It's ball.
No, it's just front on. It's okay.
The umpire say it's a fun time.
Thank you.
Not if you're Collingwood.
Thanks, Luke. Let's go. Thank you.
Front on, I think it
is that
was.
what he said?
They have got it wrong already a couple of times tonight then.
Mumford in trouble. Did the
on.
next best thing. He fell on his opponent. Like a big tree. Socket off the ground eventually by Swan. Down towards half forward. Opens things up. Cloak could have been pushed in the back. Umpire must have thought he took a dive. One thing or the other. Swan digs it out. Ball hasn't stopped trying. Kicks inside the forward 50. Oh, that's a good mark by Elliott. He's a spring-heeled Jack.
Come out, Dane. Thank you. That's it.
There's a game might have been the Anzac Day game where he was just launching at everything and missed timing his league, but that just shows you what he can do.
Got 5 against Carlton. We saw him that day, and he was very impressive. He's got all the tools. Just needs to have them all in one game. Bits and pieces. The Carlton game was quite outstanding. That's the benchmark as he comes in and kicks the goal. So Collingwood with a little rally here.
Gee, how far and how hard did Goods run there? It was amazing. At 33 years of age, it was a gut buster, to be honest. And here he is again trying to win a clearance and gets a free kick.
Well, what goes towards the end of your career often is your pace, and there hasn't been any sign of it. Just watch how powerful Adam Goods is when he runs. He just pushes aside, having played a bit of footy against him.
Pretty obvious free kick. But I mean, if you actually start at one side of the stoppage and just charge through to the open space, if the defender gets offside, you're in real trouble.
Just runs with just so much power. Sounds silly. Runs with his chest, and people just hang off him.
Well, this to equal his best against Collingwood. He's kicked 3 times on 3 occasions against the Pies before tonight. He's just had a night out, and he does get that 3rd goal, and I reckon he's got those 3 Brownlow votes. This team now can launch itself in the second half of the year. This is a sort of platform, this big performance tonight, that can really set your season up. Good tackle, again Swan unable to break clear, and that running power we see so often from him, and Collingwood fans get a free kick.
Come around.
So Seedsman, fanatical Pie supporter as a kid. He even told Travis Cloak the boots that he used to wear when he first arrived for the club. And that's a good kick.
Beautiful.
That's a brilliant finish, and Collingwood get the scoreboard ticking over in the final turn.
And Hanbury marks, limping at centre-half back. Whatever the soldier plays on, goes to Goods. Now, they can run the table right here. There's a man on, down the ground. McVeigh ignores that, goes deeper. Initially, it was going to be Bolton. Now it's with Jetta. He's 70 metres out. People suggesting he take on the man on the mark. He kicks it down towards full forward. Mike Pike!
About to say, kicked at the best contested mark in the game, Mike Pike.
Well, he didn't quite nail his jump that time. If my eyes didn't deceive me, he reached the height of where he was going to mark the ball and was on the way down as he took it.
Well, the nearest Collingwood player was Sam Dwyer, so in terms of reach, Dwyer was just had no chance of getting anywhere near that one.
They're going down, Tom.
Prefers the contest. That was almost uncontested then, not his forte.
Just flirting with his form, finding out what works away from Canada. Puts it through for his 2nd goal, and that does it.
You can't put your arms up.
So a 50-metre penalty. Not sure what's happened there. Has Adam Goods had a word to somebody in the crowd, do you think?
He definitely went back and pointed at someone in the crowd. Something has happened there.
Well, you can only sort of guess, can't you, Richo, or surmise? Let's...
He just pointed back again to the crowd, so he's definitely not happy about something.
And this the opening match of the Indigenous round, so kick out wide, coming from Clark, and marked by Lynch. So the steward there, so a flashpoint late in this match.
Well, you'd hate to think the worst in that situation, but...
Well, there's only one thing we are thinking, isn't it?
Exactly, and if that is the case, that's just appalling behaviour. And to a champion of the game who's having a champion night, he's a sensible bloke, Adam Goods. He doesn't jump at shadows.
And here's Harry O'Brien winding one up.
In front, Everett. Balls behind to Richards. Smith. Rundy.
Thanks, Scott. Thank you.
O'Keefe. Steady tonight. His 25th possession. The kick got there quickly, made it easy for Everett. Malcheski, very good again tonight, up to 28 possessions. Rampy, an emerging talent, goes down the line and finds Parker. Parker's something of a battering ram in this team. Most of them are. They play a physical style of football. And Kieran Jack comes back to McVeigh. Bit going on in the area to which Goods pointed. That's what the booing's all about.
Scott Pendlebury.
Now it's going to be a free kick, I think, to Pendlebury. The officials moved in over there. What can we see? As the ball comes towards Reed. Bruce is having a sticky beak now.
Yeah, I think they have, Dennis. I'm not sure. I've come in late on it, but the officials are just coming down from the back of the stand there, but I felt like they might have escorted someone away. I could be wrong. I didn't actually see that, but the reaction and seeing them come back. So, and here they come down to ground level, maybe wanting to identify somebody at this very point.
And that's perhaps asking for people. Witnesses, are they, or is that the offending party? I would not be sure, but security seem to think they've got their woman as this ball misses to the near side. Still, we'll hear more about that, I would think. So a big story in the dying minutes of this one in Indigenous round. Now watch this.
So here's what we think happened. So Good's close to the boundary. Okay, well, it's obvious.
We know who Adam Goods is nominated.
Like a police lineup, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Well, it's sort of just taken everything away from where we've been at the moment. Seedsman's kick. And Seedsman trying to get it back. And the ball ripped out. I mean, for Adam on this Indigenous round, I mean, Mickey, you know him better than all of us put together. I mean, there's a massive round for him, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's obviously he's coming off at the moment now, but he's had a huge game. He's obviously, I think we all agree, he's going to get the 3 Brownlow votes, and to happen at the end of his great game, as Tom mentioned, it's a real shame.
Just have to caution too, Bruce. We're not sure of the facts down there. They'll emerge, I'm sure, after the game. So let's keep an open mind. But the ball's gone out of bounds. And in fact, it's a behind.
What a performance by Sydney tonight. I don't think any of us quite saw this scoreboard coming. It looked a 55-45 game.
Was so good last Saturday night. You thought, well, that's going to be a 50-50 game, but Sydney have totally dominated.
And just the Collingwood structurally, we'll talk about it after the match, but the Lynch, Witts, Jolly thing hasn't worked, has it?
No, well, particularly when Lynch hasn't got the ball as a forward anyway. I mean, Clake's been good, but it hasn't been prolific, but he's certainly been their best big forward. But neither Witts nor it's interesting he's gone down.
Yeah. So away from the spotlight at the end of the match, Adam Goods. That is interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Richo would have run out to him very quickly had he been on the ground. So he's gone down into the race.
Yeah, a few people have followed him down as well, so we'll just have to see if he comes back out when the siren goes, boys.
So McVeigh's kick forward, and then Bird belting that ball forward. Maxwell and Bolton have been together a lot tonight.
On your ball. Just let it go, Nick.
So again, we're thinking now that could be an emotional reaction, couldn't it? This of all nights. Wow.
So the other great warrior, Goods and Bolton have played 298 games together. Second only to Edwards and McLeod.
There's the siren. So on Friday Night Football, another kick after the siren. This one not quite as dramatic as last week. Bolton steps inside the 50. Kick is on the way, and he's got it. Hasn't been the best of nights for Jude Bolton, but that's a terrific kick to end it. An exclamation point.